Morning, sirs and ma'ams. Out here again today, just working. Now, I've been watching more videos and whatnot on the subject of the Antifa people again, the Antifa crowd. And I started wondering, you see all these videos, and they say, take to the streets day after day, night after night. And they're wanting to do it until Trump and Pence resign and leave the office. Then what? I haven't heard one single video. I haven't seen one single thing on any website or any deal. I haven't heard one bit about it. What then? Say that you do protest and you do all this stuff and Trump resigns. What's your next plan? What's your end game? Because I don't know. What do you think? You're gonna force him out, and then you're going to find somebody else that you want in there, but everybody's got to agree with it, but everybody in your crowd isn't going to agree on one person. So then you're going to start fighting each other for, well, I want this person to lead us. This person's going to lead us. But then the guy next to you says, no, I don't like them. I want this person to lead us. You need to conform to what I think and believe. And then they're going to start calling each other racists and all that dumb crap. So what's your end game? And do you even know what the end game is? Or is it just something to where somebody calls you and says, you go do this in this place at this time, and then you just, okay, and you go and do it without thinking for yourself what's gonna happen. And then say, even if that does work, you get Trump out, everybody agrees in the same way on one person in your crowd that you think should lead the country. What do you think would happen after that? Do you think that they're going to have a list of names of the people that went out and protested to support their agenda? Do you think they're going to have a list of names and you're going to get favorable treatment? Because if you want him to leave and you put your own person in there, you're now part of the everybody else. There's not going to be some special little, some special group that gets special treatment, gets to do what they want, has more leeway, and then they put a leash on everybody else. So what is your end game? I don't know what it is. I don't really see where it's going. You may not even see it. If you're in the Antifa community, you may not even see what the end game is or know what the end game is. You just know that somebody said, hey, we're going to do this over here, or somebody called you and told you, hey, do this over here at this time, and you just say, okay. They say, okay, we're going to try to get Trump out of office. You go, okay. Do you know where your little movement is going? If it worked out for you, which I think you're barking up the wrong tree. Do you really think that Trump is going to see what's going on and go, you know what? This little group of people, they want me to leave. They're causing all kinds of problems. Maybe it's just better for me to give them what they want, and I'm just gonna resign to keep the peace. No. Trump's gonna stand up, look down on you, and laugh. He's gonna go, look at all these people here that think they can protest, and I'm just gonna throw in the towel and give up? No. He's not gonna do that. So, there's that question. And then I have a message to the patriots out there, the resistors of the resistance, the anti-Antifa crowd, people like me that hear all these plans that they're supposedly going to be carrying out, and we go, all right, come to my house, see how well it works for you. Now, when something like this happens, or people hear about these kind of plans, they get the urge to put on their gear and go out and make a show of force. They're going to go out ready to roll, guns on them, making a show of force. I would advise that you act logically, because part of the point, I think, for all of this stuff happening is they're trying to get people to react on their emotions, on the emotional side. They're wanting people to get scared. They're wanting people to go out and do things because they're angry in order to hurt yourself. You know, as you may have heard, if you look into this stuff, I'm sure you've heard on other videos, or you've read the comments on other videos saying that if you go out and they do start this civil war, ultimately, they, you know, by people acting on their emotions, their side may win, even, you know, in the long run. Because if there is mass groups showing up to battle these or counter protest these ANTIFA crowds, they're showing up, guns ready to roll, all their gear on, and something starts happening to where people start getting shot. Eventually, the government's going to look down and go, okay, this is bad, and either in some areas or nationwide, to cut off the gun violence or just the violence period, they may say, okay, martial law is being enacted, there's a curfew, we're going to somehow try to get all the guns out so that nobody has them but the government. So then instead of this side fighting this side, it's the government fighting both sides and putting the hurt on everybody. Now, I know it's easy to get sucked into things and have that anger emotion come out. I know what that's like. I've battled it for a long time, and it took me years to figure out how to think things through logically before I act. So think about stuff and come out logically. You know, game it in your head. Okay, if they do this and I do this, what are the consequences of this? Does it turn out bad for me? Does it, you know, raise a red flag for our community? So think about it before you do it. And if they do end up coming and somebody threatens you, not verbally, because verbal threats most of the time are just verbal threats, but if somebody comes up doing something, you think that you are in immediate danger, by all means, defend yourself, defend your family, defend those around you, defend your house and property. But think about it logically before you go out and do something. Don't just say, you know what, screw these people, I'm going out to make a show of force, or I'm going to go out there and I'm going to get these people. Don't take that route. Sit back logically, think it through. Do not go by emotion, because emotion most of the time leads to problems. Or later on you look back and you go, you know, how many people out there have had that reaction? They do something because their feelings got hurt, or they're upset, or they're sad, and they say something, or you're mad, you're arguing and you say something, and later on you go back and you look back on it and you think, you know what, I probably shouldn't have done that. Why did I do that? Well, I was mad. Oh, I was upset. I lost my temper. So I've had enough of those experiences that eventually I said, okay, I'm gonna try my best to not go by emotion. Now I may still whine and complain. I'm not immune to that. And well, I kind of get it out, and then I go, okay, now how do we fix this problem? If I do this, I got this option, and this option, and I'll go through the list of what are the consequences and the next move for every action. And I'll try to come up with the best way to deal with something. So, if somebody could comment on either one of those for Antifa's end game, maybe, hopefully it'll make some of them think and go, you know what? I am just doing what I'm told and don't really know why I'm doing it. Well, who knows? Maybe a couple of them will knock it off. So, that's my deal. I'm gonna get back to work. Y'all be good. Be safe.